Greetings Internet! I really didn't have much of an idea of what to talk about today, but I got given the suggestion that I should talk about procrastination and getting sidetracked and things like that. The problem is, upon thinking about it, I wasn't sure if I actually had a lot to say about that, but let's just start talking and see where this goes. After I put a new battery in the camera, apparently. Right, so procrastination. That is something that I do all of the time. I regularly run projects right up until the deadline, usually going past it. I push things way too far and it's gotten me in trouble quite a few times. And yet I never seem to be able to learn from those mistakes. I still do it. Also during quarantine I've been procrastinating on trimming the beard. And at this point in my life it's just something that I've kind of come to accept and do my best to deal with. Just my brain seems to be wired away that it finds it really hard to get into a task without that urgency of an impending deadline. Things would be so much simpler if I just got them done in advance, but I can't get my brain to think that way. And I could ask you for suggestions on how you deal with procrastination, but I don't think at this point any of those would particularly help me. That's just the way it is, I think. But then there was the second part of the suggestion talking about getting sidetracked, which you know is a similar area but not quite the same thing. This is another thing that definitely happens to me a lot, but I'm not entirely convinced it's a bad thing. It reminds me of a fairly famous clip from the TV series Malcolm in the Middle.
Can you replace that light bulb in the kitchen?
What does it look like I'm doing?
That illustrates perfectly how one can get sidetracked, but for me that's the logical progression of how you are completing the original task. Eventually Hal will work his way back up the chain and change that light bulb. It just took longer than you originally expected and you got loads more done in the process. So yeah, for me, sidetracked, not actually a bad thing, but there is a sort of similar phenomenon which I don't really think I have a name for that I definitely suffer from. I guess that's a kind of hyper focus. Sometimes I'll get an idea or a thought or something and I simply cannot think of anything else until I deal with this one thing. And it's very rare that the thing that you're hyper focused on and you need to get done and get it out of the way is the thing you're actually supposed to be doing. So that one can be a bit detrimental to getting things done. But that's just how my brain deals with these things. Everybody else I'm sure is completely different, or at least slightly different. Tell me about your experiences with these things down in the comments below and we can continue the discussion there. Thank you very much for watching and I will see you again tomorrow.